Welcome to Withdraw Consent. I'm Jack. This is Victor. So this is the third episode this week in our series named, whatever you guys put in the comments, something good. But it's just about what the future system could look like in a variety of different specific areas. We're not battling the culture war here. We're not interested in fighting the symptoms. We're looking for the causes, but we're also looking for a picture of how it would look afterwards. So today we're going to talk about LGBTQ, trans. And what other main topics in there? Is that just it, or do you want to talk about like genders?
I like that all kind of goes in with this because of those extra letters at the end of.
I feel like that's lumping them and they're unrelated.
Yeah, it seems like.
Okay, so let's just do LGBTQ to start with.
Okay.
So the future system, what does it look like?
But LGB is one topic. I feel like, fine. And then TQ and everything.
I know I just said all the things. Let's just do G.
Okay.
Which encompasses all the things: the L's.
Okay.
The B's.
Okay.
The Q's.
I'm not even sure what Q is.
It's EER.
Oh. And how is that
There's
different
another
than the
letter
other
in there.
I don't even know how that's different than the G's.
They're all. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
They're all in there. It's just. Is it sometimes? Is it all the time?
It's overly complicated.
Yeah. Okay. So in the future system, what does it look like? Gay pride parades, maybe?
No.
Why not?
0. Because we don't want to encourage that. Well, we've seen what's gone on in this society. You know, I mean, was it 10, 15 years ago? It was gay marriage, and the Christians said the next are coming for our kids. Oh, no, they're not. And now here we are, and yeah, they are.
Right.
So, yeah,
okay.
No for that.
So it's a slippery slope.
It sure seems like it.
Okay. And so where do you draw the line in the future system?
I feel like, you know, if that's what your natural instinct is, you like other dudes or whatever, then I feel like, can't we just go back to like 60, 70, 80 years where it was something you did behind closed doors, it was a shameful thing to admit to, and, you know, that type of thing, and just...
Right. Yeah, okay. So I just don't care what you do in your own house.
Right.
As long as it's consenting in adults, I really could care less.
Right.
But I would literally make law making it illegal.
Okay. And
then not enforce that law. Unless you're being wild about it, you know?
Or flaunting it.
Flaunting it. I think the first time, like, the seed of this idea was I got out of my car in a shady part of town, upscale, but shady. And I looked, and there was this guy walking by, and he had fairy wings on, you know, and he had a thong on. And I look, and I'm like, oh, that's why it's got to be illegal. Not because I don't care what you do in your closed doors. Not because I'm against gay marriage. Like, go live your best happiness. But then you're going to curse me with this.
Right.
With fairy wings and butt thong. Do you know what I'm saying? I can't take my kids out.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? And then you're going to do gay pride parades. Then you're going to swing it around in front of little kids. You know what I'm saying? Other people are going to bring their kids to watch you swing it around in front of other people's kids. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to have to say hard no.
But I just feel like there's something about that mindset that creates these things. There aren't straight people in fairy wings and thongs. You know what I mean? Like,
right. And then there's like conservative gay people and stuff.
Okay.
And then they say, but that's not us, right? Okay, no, I get it. Dave Rubin is not going to be the problem.
Oh, it's not him specifically.
Right, Dave Rubin, am I thinking right? He's gay,
yeah,
right?
That's right.
Okay. Yeah, he's never going to be the problem because he adopted the kids with the... Yeah, you're never going to be the problem. But the problem is there's people who have the same first little letter thing going on that you've got going on, or just, I don't know which one you're exactly with. And there's a ton of mental illness in there. And it's not Dave Rubin.
Right.
His is just a preference that he's doing, you know?
Yeah.
And then you could argue that it's immoral and he'll be thrown to hell, you know?
Okay.
But it's like there's a ton of mental illness involved in there.
Right, within that group.
Right. So in order to keep the mental illness off of our streets in parades that grandmas are like waving these flags, you know what I'm saying? You have to say no to Dave Rubin. You just got to keep it private.
But not to him that he shouldn't exist.
No,
he's not on his show saying every day, talking about his husband.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's...
Right.
Right.
Like, I just imagine, like, I don't know what Dave Rubin's like social. Maybe he's freaky deaky, but I doubt it, you know?
It doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, I imagine that under the future system, nothing he says would put you in jail.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because he's not flaunting anything, like whatever, you know?
But, okay, so
But keep it private, though, actually.
But is it okay if he talks about his boyfriend in the future system?
No.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is okay, you're right. You're correct.
Okay.
I'm incorrect. Yeah, don't talk about it. Say my wife.
Oh, okay.
Who cares? Just say my wife. You know?
Yeah.
Like women go to work and they have a work wife, another woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, just say wife, whatever. Do you know what I mean? Okay. So we covered that?
Yeah, seems like it.
Yeah, it's just a slippery slope. So it's
it's a proven slippery slope.
Right. And so like I think it's like a majority of people in the US who are heavily propagandized are now pro-gay marriage, right?
Oh, okay.
But if you rephrase the question, right?
Okay.
And you said, are you pro-gay marriage if it means gay parades in your town? Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
And then you show them a picture.
Right.
A series of pictures. And they're like, don't let my kids see, quick. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because this is so graphic what you're showing me.
Sure.
It would change the question.
Or change the answer.
Change the answer.
Yeah, totally.
Right.
Yes.
And that's our argument. You disagree, I'd be interested in hearing
Sure.
below. I feel like you wouldn't even be allowed to put the flag up.
Right.
Because it's like the flag stands for everything the system doesn't.
Right.
And imagine you're a teacher and you just put the little flag up on your desk.
Right.
No.
Nope.
I see you challenging me. No, you're not doing this. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Slippery slope.
Slippery slope. And then we'll do trans, okay?
Okay.
I'm just going to give you my take on trans. You tell me
go
if you
for
want.
it.
Just mental illness.
Okay.
There's no trans. It's mental illness. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I could convince my kids. One of them's out there. I'm not going to say it too loud. I could convince my kids to be mentally ill.
100%.
I could twist their mind. You don't feel like a boy, do you, buddy? You don't. You know what I'm saying?
They're a blank slate who have no reasoning or anything.
And I could twist his mind over the course of years until he's literally like, can we go to the doctor and chop it? No.
Right.
No. And so a lot of parents are doing this.
Right.
Because it's in vogue. It's in vogue to have a trans kid or two or three or two trans kids, a bi kid, a non-binary, and a...
Yeah.
Were you the one that told me about the probabilities of these things?
Yeah, I did. I don't remember the numbers.
Yeah, there was a lady and she had 3 trans kids or something, and it's like the probability of having one is just astronomical.
Yeah,
and 2 in the same household, and then you need those kids taken from you.
It's not a natural thing for a kid to come up with.
Right.
Like, I think I'm a girl.
Right.
No, that isn't, unless he's being programmed.
Right. What's a completely natural thing is for a young girl to have some masculine traits. Become a tomboy. That's totally
used to
fine.
be called a tomboy. Right.
Totally fine. Sometimes there's kids, young boys, who don't like to go outside and get dirty.
Yeah.
Fine. There's all types of cool things you could do.
Doesn't mean you're a girl.
Doesn't mean you're a girl, right? And then be like you look at the little girl and you're like, you like playing with army toys? You know what I mean? Oh, let's take her to the doctor. No, don't.
No.
You know? And so the mental illness is in the people. The mental illness is in the parents, because them being it's being twisted by propagandas to do terrible things, and the doctors who are selling out for this very lucrative thing. So look, I don't think anybody who's trans needs help. They need mental help.
Okay.
Right. So this entire trans thing, I don't even think it belongs in the LGBTQ thing.
It doesn't. It's a completely separate thing.
But I don't even think it belongs in this video. It belongs in a future video that's just talking about asylums.
Oh, okay. I was going to say that in the future there are very few people who have this issue because they're not being programmed to have the issue.
But what I'm saying is that it's like, I'm not going to say that David Rubin has a mental health problem.
Right.
That's not what I'm going to say.
Yeah, totally.
I'm going to say he has a moral problem. He has a, you know what I mean? Kink thing. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, but it's not mental health. These people, it's just mental health. So I don't even think it belongs in this video. It belongs in our mental health video. How would you treat the insane dude who's homeless, screaming at you know what I'm saying?
Right.
In our society right now, we say, well, I mean, if you really want to help him, give him $5.
Give him clean needles.
Yeah. Clean needles. Yeah. It's like, no. That guy actually needs help.
Right.
That's a different video. So trans, you know what I mean?
Okay.
In my opinion. Now, okay. So obviously in the future, it would be illegal to transition a kid.
Oh, yeah.
Blockers, this and that.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you a different question. You're an adult, Victor, right now. You make the conscious decision. You want to swap it. You want to go trans. Okay. Legal or illegal? Just as a complete hypothetical in the future system.
Yeah, that is so tough because it's
freedom.
It's freedom, but yet
it's insanity.
It's right. And I've watched these videos of these dudes who, transition or whatever, like late teens, early 20s, and they're in their 40s or 50s, and it's finally dawned on them, and they are the saddest people, and just so much regret, and they ruin their bodies. And don't you want to protect your people from that? Seems like.
What if I identify as a one-armed person and I go to the doctor and say, we chop off my arm?
Right.
Do you say yes or no?
No.
You say no.
That's a crazy thing.
Why?
Because it's an insane thing to ask.
Because it's an insane thing. So you're saying I have a mental health problem, and the doctor is saying, first, do no harm.
Right.
So a doctor cannot do a trans, like all the doctors who've ever done a trans surgery, they're losing their licenses and they'll never perform again in a new system. Mm-hmm. You violated the Hippocratic Oath.
Sure.
You gave that oath. First, do no harm. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, no, you can't chop off my arm. Now, if I chop off my arm, then go to the doctor, you'll, of course, treat it. And, of course, if I've burned the arm or something, because I don't want to have that arm back. But then after the treatment, it's mental health problems.
Right.
The lady who she identified as blind, so she put acid in her eyes. That happened. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
That's a true story. You have a mental health problem. But if you had said, look, doctor, I'm going to throw acid in my eyes because I identify as being blind. Will you take my eyes out? Quick, put her on strap her down. You know what I'm saying? Because no, we won't do that. But nowadays, they're like with kids, it's just like, yeah, we'll just stop stuff,
We'll just lean into your craziness.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a hard no.
All right.
Okay. You want to talk genders or what?
Okay. Well, I mean, this is just one of those insane things I don't feel like would exist in a future system. Because this is something that's taught to people. It seems like. I'm definitely not an expert on all the different, past the two that are obvious. like non-binary, I have no idea what that means. Like you shift back and forth, or I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's gender fluid you're talking about. Gender fluid, you switch back and forth. Non-binary is I'm not attached to either binary.
So you're just floating in the middle, or you're something else?
Yeah, you're taking on characteristics of both, I would say.
Okay, so it's like the tomboy.
If you're a girl, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I just...
Or like if you're a guy, you don't like to do too manly things, but you don't mind going get your nails done with the girls.
Gotcha.
Doesn't mean you're gay though. It just means you're non-binary.
Like metrosexual. It's like that type of... Okay. Yeah, I just feel like it's all... It's not like the trans insanity, but there's something... People are so obsessed with it. I don't understand.
Yeah. I feel like it's a thing that you wouldn't make a law against.
Okay.
You would just cultural enforcement.
Like shame and that type of thing?
Yeah, like say, you're like the guy and you're like, hey, fellas, I'm intro. And then you got your things done and they just find you in a corner just beaten up by your...
Oh, wow.
You're at school, though. You're at school with a bunch of dudes and they're like, hey, I got a new pickup truck. And you're like, hey, fellas. And you're... Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I feel like bullying prevented some things, right?
Bullying prevented a lot of things. Bullying prevented young men from being weak.
Right.
Because you've got to get up a level or two. You know what I mean? You don't got to become the bully.
Right.
But even just the much more physical, like smear the Q word.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Just a higher physicality of it led to I feel like, I don't really know.
Yeah. Oh, I'm with you.
Yeah, so I would just say cultural enforcement,
Okay.
I'm not going to send a police officer because you put on nail polish. I could care less. You know what I'm saying?
And there definitely would be no laws about pronouns, like enforcing pronouns and that kind of ridiculousness.
Right. There could be laws like, so you got like, what is it? What governs the television? FCA, FFA? What is it?
FCC?
FCC. Okay, I got it completely wrong. Okay, but it used to be like back in the days, NYPD Blue came on at a certain time because they could show a tiny bit of nudity. You know what I'm saying? It would be like that. Like, I wouldn't allow advertising campaigns to put the metrosexual guy on there.
Oh, okay.
Or the girl. And honestly, I would definitely have a law against cross-dressing.
Okay.
In public.
Okay, right. If you want to put on your mom's panties at home or whatever.
Right. And I'm not talking about like borderline cases. I'm talking about like the dude.
Right.
And he's got the dress on with the lace and the stuffed and the wig. Nah, I'm cool.
Nightmare fuel. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm cool. Because the problem is there's nothing inherently wrong with that. It depends what you're doing. You know what I mean? You could be going to a play where you're going to act and be two different characters. I don't know, but it's such a slippery slope.
Right.
Because we've seen the worst. We've seen what you guys can do.
Well, I don't know if it's the worst yet, but it's
not the worst yet. You're correct. We've seen terribleness.
Right.
Thank you for
worse
that.
And worse.
Yeah. Should we go back to the Nazis or what?
Okay.
Real fast?
Sure.
Nazis. Everything that's happening in our country with all this sick stuff was happening there.
Yep.
It was being pushed there.
Berlin, yeah.
Yep. They did the first trans kid surgery. They had all the books for the kids, just like they have now. They pushed the books into school. They pushed the books at the libraries. Do you know what I'm saying? Exact same scenario now. The government said, what? You're trying to protect kids? You're a domestic terrorist. Now, they didn't say it in those words. You know, it was more like, Ein Rote. No, I was kidding. But what I'm saying is, it was the same type of thing.
Sure.
You're fighting. And then, boom, there was this revolution. And all of a sudden, they're grabbing books out of the same Institute of Sexology or whatever that did the first trans surgery. And they're the child porn, this and that. And they're burning them in the streets.
But this is the people, not the government.
The people.
Burning.
Right. And so what I'm saying is, we just want that.
Right.
You know?
Totally.
Possible. It's been done. The whole world turned against them.
Right.
You, for many years of your life, thought they were evil for burning those books.
Right.
Now you just cannot wait to go grab those books and
do the same thing.
Yeah. Burn them all.
It's a cool dream to have.
Yeah, and then just look around for anybody who's like, how dare you? And just beat the tar out of them. You know what I'm saying? Anybody who's protesting this because it's like, what's your angle?
Right.
You know?
How's the good thing?
Yeah,
right.
Okay. Anyways.
Okay.
So that's all I got.
All right. So this is a pretty controversial issue, and we'll see if we get strikes or whatever. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this. We'd love to hear your opinions on this. Did we not go far enough? Did we go too far?
Did we miss something in all this weird sexual stuff that's going on? Yeah,
definitely. We're always open to molding our ideas, and if you have something better than we have, love to hear it. And most importantly, if you have an idea for a name for this series, we'd love to have that too. And hopefully we'll catch you next time.